Okay, so I'm gonna make a really quick video on some of the questions that you guys have been asking is, should we shoot more threes or should we try to stay efficient? And that's always the question. I think there's not it's not an either or question. The answer and the goal should always try to be both. So you're watching up Drive Through Spurs Takes with your boy Rob from buckingspurs.com. Here we go. Our 3-point production, can it be elevated without losing efficiency? I think that's some of the questions that I've been getting the most is like, hey Rob, like, are we going to shoot more threes this year? Do you want us to shoot more threes, or do you think we're just going to kind of keep it where it's at, and just the goal should be trying to be as efficient as possible? Because last year that was the goal, right? Like, we shot the least amount of threes, but we also had the highest percentage of three pointers made, right? So so we were efficient with the ball, meaning we didn't take 30 shots to make 15. We would take 13 to make 10. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, right? So I think the goal is always to be efficient, no matter if it's in the mid-range or if it's from the three-point line, from the free throw line. We want to be efficient with what we're doing. We don't want to take bad shots. And so where do we kind of find a balance between shooting more? Because if we look at last night from or at least the first two games and the inter squad scrimmage, we shot a lot of threes. We shot last night DeJounte came out, was like 3 for 3. Bryn was 3 for 3. Walker hit one. Derek White hit one. LaMarcus was 2 for 3 like in the first quarter. So we shot more threes last night. And to me, that kind of shows us like, okay, well, in practice, they're encouraged to shoot more. At least certain guys are, not everybody. Marco is going to get his off. Patty's going to shoot it if he's open. If the ball is at the end of its rotation and it ends up in Patty's hand, he's going to knock it down. Damari Carroll's, that's his job, right? 3 and D. But with taking more shots, to me, it's like, okay, well, I think those shots are going to come in transition. I don't think we're going to start sitting here and forcing up threes. I don't think that's the idea. Like you see a lot of these other teams in the NBA, and they shoot a lot of threes, but they take a lot of bad shots. I mean, to shoot 25 or plus 3-pointers a game, unless you're Houston, where your offense is specifically designed to shoot as many as possible. I think a lot of other teams that find themselves kind of wanting to shoot more, but they're taking bad shots, because their system really isn't built for that. Neither is ours. So to me, that tells me is like, okay, well, if we want to shoot more threes, it has to come in transition. Like, we really have to be better in transition and getting the ball up and out, getting that rebound, getting that outlet, even off a made basket. Like, let's say they score, boom, man, let's get that thing out and let's get it running. Let's get it up the floor. Let's make 1-2 shots, 1-2 passes, whatever. Try to catch the defense slipping, and let's try to get some more 3-point opportunities. I mean, like, that's where it's got to happen. And unless you're Bryn Forbes, who has like the green light, he earned the green light, and DeJounte Murray, who's been working on it all summer. And if we want LaMarcus and DeMar DeRozan to shoot a few more, if you're not any of those guys, it's like, okay, earn your shots. We have to make sure that they're good ones. I think that's something that the staff will do. They'll talk about if it becomes a problem, like, okay, our efficiency is dropping like crazy because we're not taking as many shots. And like the other day against Miami, we took 13 and they took 28, I think is what it was, 3-pointers, and they made 15 or 16 and we made 7 or 8 or something like that. So we didn't shoot as many, but we didn't make all that much less than they did. The goal is to always be efficient. We want those threes to come naturally through the flow of the game. We don't want to force more threes, unless your name is Bryn Forbes. Right? So the goal is to always be efficient. Let's shoot a few more threes. Let's try to close that gap. A lot of people are tired. A lot of you guys are tired of seeing this old style mid-range, let's throw it into the post offense. And I understand that it's not as entertaining as getting up and down and shooting more shots and all that stuff, but which way are we going to be most successful? Like that's what you got to ask. We don't want to just stick with the times because the times are moving this way. We want to figure out a way to head that way, but to do it in a way that we're going to be successful and give us our opportunities to win more basketball games. And with the roster that we have right now, yeah, we should shoot a little bit more threes, but we should also stick to who we are, and that's our best two players, LaMarcus and DeMar. The mid-range efficiency. We also led the league in mid-range play. Like, we're most efficient from there, and that's because we had two guys who scored 20 points each a game, so 40 points combined, with like some games not shooting any threes between those two guys. Like, that's efficient. Out of those two players, that's efficient. Now, do we want them to shoot threes? Then yeah, we do. But let's get that 3-point attempts per game up by players who can knock them down. Like Bryn, shoot a few more. Lonnie, shoot a few. DeJounte, shoot a few. Derek White, shoot a few. Like just those. DeMarre Carroll's gonna get his now, right? We have him. We lost Davis. We have DeMarre Carroll. We're gonna need guys to step up in that area. Marco and Patty can do their thing as well. But that's my take on if we should shoot more threes or not. Make sure that you guys subscribe, click like, and all this stuff down here. I appreciate all the love. BuckingSpurs.com. The shop is open. Follow us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, wherever you get your podcast jam on. We are there. Appreciate the love. Go Spurs, go. Let's get it.